Okay, so CADJPY here. So we shall be scaling up into the daily time frame. Let's quickly look at what is going on this chart. So, well, if we look at what is happening here, and I'm zooming out to as far back as the year 2020, and looking at the structure here, it's quite obvious that price action has been bullish. And to further buttress this, what we want to be doing now is to connect the series of higher lows. So we shall be bringing out our line charts. Now let's connect the higher lows here, and we have a beautiful bullish trend line figured out at this point. So we are still going to make some readjustment when we bring back our candle chart, but let's just draw this one out first. All right. Oh, beautiful. So we have a bullish trend line figured out now. So we shall be bringing back our candle chart here and do some readjustment to fit in this current structure. Here we go. All right. So we have a bullish trend line figured out right now, and price action has consistently respected this bullish trend line in the last 3 years. Now, with the situation of things right now, it appears price is trading along the bullish trend line right now. And during the course of the second week of the month of January, we also saw a test of that bullish trend line, but price was unable to find a higher low. Instead, we found a lower high at this point to further emphasize that there is a tendency that price action might break down that bullish trend line. So in order to guide our trading activity for today, for this week rather, we will need to identify some structures here which we shall be using. And one thing I will be doing here is to zoom into what has been happening on this chart since the beginning of this year. And if we do that, we have something like this. Bring back our line chart, and then we you see we have a structure here at the 98, or let me call it the $99 level. It's a very strong psychological level there. Okay, 99. So that has been a strong resistance point. Let's label this $99 level. Let me place this at the top right hand side of my screen. Okay, give this a blue color. All right, now I want to, should we, okay, something like this. So we have the $95.80, or can we call it 96? Okay, 96 is most preferable. Okay, so we have the 96, and we have the bottom line here. So we have something that looks like a flat channel around this area, and if we take into consideration the impulsive move that led into this channel, I think I also have something here falling around the, hold on a second, is that the $100? Okay, I think that's the 101. I guess is the 101. Okay, so we have another structure here in 101. Hold on a second, please, and please pay attentive to this one. It could be a little bit complicated, but it's simple if we can be patient enough to understand what is really going on here. So here we are now, and we have something like a flat channel where price action has been trapped between the 101.00 level, 101.00 level, and the 96.00 area since the beginning of this year. And if we take into consideration the impulsive move that led into this consolidation phase here, it's very likely that we might be seeing this turn out to be a trend continuation pattern where a breakdown of the $96 level will be welcoming a selling opportunity in this market. And if you look at the support line of this consolidation phase at the $96 area, it also shares a beautiful confluence with that support of that bullish trend line we identified earlier on the daily time frame. Now, with the situation of things right now, the last couple of candles here are looking more engulfed into the bearish side, And let's see how price action has been reacting to the $96 level since the beginning of this week to decide if price action will be respecting that bullish trend line one more time to incite a bullish momentum to the upside, or we could be having a breakdown of that structure to send price crashing further to the downside. So in that regard, we will be scaling down into a much more lower time frame to see how participants in this market has been reacting or will be reacting to the $96 level since the beginning of this week. I keep saying dollar, it's not dollar, it's the Japanese yen, 96 Japanese yen level. All right. So we shall be scaling down into the 1 hour time frame right now. So we want to see how participants in this market has been reacting to that structure. Now, before we scale down into the 1 hour time frame, I want to emphasize that we have been witnessing some selling pressure here in the last couple of weeks in this market. As you can see, if I bring out my line chart now, you will see that you will see that we've been witnessing some lower highs here since the beginning of this month of March. And if we connect the series of lower highs here, we have the bearish trend line figured out at this point, and I will be giving this a red color to emphasize the bearish momentum in this market. And if this leads into a breakdown of the $96 area, definitely we'll have no choice than to position ourselves for selling opportunities in this market. And with the bearish trend line figured out at this particular point in time, we are going to be using this bearish trend line as a yardstick for trading activity for this week. So what this simply means is that if price action continues to trade below the bearish trend line, we shall feel comfortable in our sell position. But if a breakout of the trend line happens, then we might likely be seeing a reversal pattern coming in this market. But in the meantime, price is still trading below the bearish trend line, and in fact it appears we already have a breakdown of the $96 level, probably in preparation for a sell-off in this market. So like I said, we are going to be scaling down into the 1 hour time frame here, where we want to see how participants in this market has been reacting to the structure since the beginning of this week. So I will be bringing back my $96 level closer into the current structure. So where is our 96 here? 96 is around this area, so 96 will be around here. And since the beginning of this week, hold on a second, where did the week start for us here? Okay, the week started here, and hold on a second, please. Hold on, let me look for, I'm looking for a structure here which I normally use. Okay, so the week started here, and then we saw the resistance point for the week sitting around this area. So now this is the resistance line for the week at the $96. Let's call this 85. Is it 96.85 Japanese yen level? So this is our resistance line for the week. I'll be giving this a different color to differentiate it from. Okay, so we have the 96.85. So we have the 96.85, which is the resistance line for this week, and we have the support line for this week so we have the support line for this week sitting at exactly that 96 Japanese yen area. So let's just relabel it 96. So now that we have a breakdown of the support line for this week here, that is a beautiful signal for us to join a sell momentum in this market. So we had a situation here where price was, I would like to drop this down a little bit. Okay, so we had price action trapped between the $96.85 level and the 96.00 level in the first 10 hours in this market. Now we saw this engulfing bearish candle breaking down the support line for the first time in a long time, and price action appeared to have retested the structure. Well, at this point I will be advising to sell the CADJPY at this area. So if we are going to be selling here, we should be having our stop loss somewhere right around the $96.85 level, which happens to be the resistance line for this week. That was the highest point price has ever been for this week. So we hope the price will continue to the downside here. If it does, we want to be thinking of adding more position, and I think we have a structure here which could be welcoming additional position, and that falls at around the 95 another psychological level there, 95.00 area. So if price action drops below that level as well, we will be looking forward to adding more position to our existing trade. So we have a sell breakdown retest of that structure to join another selling opportunity in this market. So like I said on the 4 hours time frame, the bearish trend line here, which has been supporting this bearish momentum since the beginning of this month, will continue to guide our bearish momentum to the downside. So as long as price remain below this bearish trend line, we shall feel comfortable in our sell position. However, in as much we continue to look out for selling opportunities here, we should also consider the possibilities of a buy momentum coming in. And if that is going to be happening, we want to be getting ready to also join that move if it comes up. And like I said, since the bearish trend line here is our yardstick for trading activity for this week, definitely a breach of that trend line, which also shares a confluence with the resistant line for this week at the $96.85 level, will definitely be welcoming a buy position in this market. And if the breakout of that structure happens, please want you to hold on and wait out for further confirmations to happen, which is likely going to be coming in the form of a retest of that structure. It could come in the form of a retest of the $96.85 level, or the bearish trend line here, where the appearance of buy pressure on our lower time frame will definitely be giving us a confirmation to join that bullish momentum to the upside. So let's be on standby for all of these opportunities as I call it a day on the CADJPY.